This is Ray in the Philippines from beautiful Tagaytay. Today we're talking about the 5 different qualities of men that choose to move to the Philippines. This isn't about age or income, it's about mindset. There's something unique about the type of guy who looks at the Philippines and says, that's where I want to build the next chapter of my life. So grab a drink, uh, jump in the comments, and let's see if you recognize yourself in any of these 5 traits of men that choose to come to the Philippines. The first quality is an adventurous spirit. These men aren't afraid of change. They've spent years on the grind, same old work routine, paying taxes, shoveling snow in the winter, or, you know, just the daily grind of living in the West. And they want, after many years, now they want an adventure. Not just a vacation, a lifestyle change. That means learning to adapt to tropical life, hopping on a trike, trying new foods, and making friends in a new culture. Retiring in the Philippines is for guys who'd rather trade the 9 to 5 for a sunrise over the tall volcano. How many of y'all in the chat would say that you're more of the adventurous type, if that's the type of person you are choosing to come to the Philippines? The second trait, and this encompasses probably a lot of the expats that come over here, is romantic and relationship oriented. Let's be real. A lot of men find love here, but it's not just about dating. It's about a connection. Men who retire here tend to value companionship over status. They're done with surface level relationships and are ready for something genuine. Someone who cares more about loyalty than luxury. Filipinos appreciate effort, respect, and time. Qualities that often get overlooked in Western dating culture. For those of you already here, what surprised you most about being in a relationship with a Filipina? The third trait that I'm going to go over is the financially realistic and resourceful. These men understand value. They know it's not about being rich, it's about living smart. The Philippines rewards people who can adapt to a simpler lifestyle. Maybe you don't need that huge house or brand new car anymore. You learn that peace, time, and good company are the real luxuries in life. They do their homework about visa options, healthcare, cost of living. They make their money work for them, not the other way around. What's one thing you've learned about stretching your budget here in the Philippines? Trait number 4, the open-minded and respectful expat. I think this is probably the category that would like be most applicable to me personally. This is a big one. The guys who truly thrive here don't come in trying to change the Philippines. They come to learn from it. They respect the culture, the traditions, and the people. They understand that things move slower here, and that's okay. You see, humility goes a long way. Locals can tell if you respect them or if you're just here to show off, flash your money, be a big shot. Like, most Filipinos are going to treat you respectfully. Oh, I think I'm frozen. Hold on. Am I frozen? Hey, just 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Come on. What is going on here? I'll be back. Where was I? Humility goes a long way here. Locals can tell if you respect them or if you're just here to show off. What's something you've learned to love about Filipino culture since moving here or visiting? And the last quality I'm going to talk about is the man who values peace over status. These men are done with competition. They're done with corporate politics, traffic, and noise. They want peace of mind, and they find it in the Philippines. Morning coffee, friendly smiles, a slower pace, maybe even karaoke night with the neighbors. It's not about being the biggest fish anymore. It's about enjoying the pond that you're swimming in. They're the type that can sit on a balcony, hear the roosters crowing, and think, yeah, this is the life that I earned. So to recap, the 5 qualities of men who choose to retire in the Philippines are: 1, the adventurous spirit; 2, the romantic; 3, financially realistic; 4, open-minded and respectful; and 5, peace-seeking and content. If that sounds like you're probably exactly the kind of guy who's going to love it here. So, which one of these 5 are you? Or is there a different quality that you would say that better relates to you? Add a number 6. And now I can get into the comments. What's going on, Michael C? I saw you at the live stream birthday party. Yeah, I actually wanted to have a topic this time. Chief said, time for a drink yet? Maybe. I gotta get my Coke. I need my Coke. What type of personality trait are you, Chief? Huh? From talking to you yesterday, I'm guessing it's not the adventurous spirit, but John said, "Hey Ray, I'm all 5 of them." Yeah, I believe that every guy comes over here has got a little bit of all 5 traits. Maybe some more than the other. Like I said, like for me, number 4, just being in a culture that I respect. Like that was the big draw for me because I've said it before. Like when I was in the States, like I've always been this guy. It's just this guy didn't really fit in the U.S. Like my friendliness and outgoing personality, yeah, that doesn't fly too well in the U.S. And so like that's the one thing I think that's most important to me that I appreciate the most, that like means the most to me in the Philippines, is being somewhere where like not only can I be myself, but I can feel good about being myself. Like, it's normal, it's accepted, it's valued. Like my personality in the Philippines is valued, whereas in the U.S. it wasn't. And Michael C said, all of them for sure, bro. 100%. Yeah. I think like I said, number 4 would be the biggest for me. Then maybe number 5, which was what was number 5? I forgot what number 5 was. Oh, slower lifestyle and like peace, tranquility. Then maybe romance. What up, Lynn? Romance, then like the financial would probably be the last on. Well, I don't know. No, then finance, and then finally adventure. Like I didn't really come to the Philippines for adventure. I've never been that adventurous to begin with. Like I like trying new things, and in that way I'm adventurous. But you know, like you're probably not going to see me snorkeling or swimming with the whale sharks or whatever. Like that's just not going to be me. I'm not here to scuba dive. Uh, Nothing wrong with people that are here to scuba dive, but yeah, I'm not a scuba diver or a mountain climber or a motocrosser. John Platt said, have adjusted to the pace of life here. Love it. Best thing I ever did in my life. Absolutely, John. And I definitely agree with that. Like, um, everybody, I think without fail that comes here, all say the same thing. I should have figured out how to do this sooner. That's pretty much it. Like, so Chief or anybody else over there that's, procrastinating, um, like, there's no time like the present. Like, get over here. Figure it out. Get over here. Even if it's just for, like, a visit, I think that would just cement your resolve. See that it's not that scary. It's something that you can do. And then do whatever you need to do to make you financially stable to enjoy the rest of your life. John Platt, I feel the same way, same Ray, wish I came here when I was younger. Yeah, John, I mean, and I was never what you would say like an ambitious guy or like I definitely wasn't a saver or a planner or just not responsible. That was never me. With all that said, like if I could put my aged, wise mind back into my younger body, then I believe I would have a reason, like to be frugal, to put money away, and like I would have, I probably would have been retired before 40, like being perfectly honest. If I could put myself into my 18-year-old self, I would have chose to do a lot of things differently. And like, you have, when you're living in the U.S., like, you don't have, a clear purpose. It's just, a lot of people, I mean, there's people that are like, on the grind, like they have the mentality to put away as much money as they can. But the thing is, they don't know why. They don't know why they're doing it. But if someone truly understands, what this lifestyle is and what their life could be, with the proper planning and everything else for like a younger person, then like they would they would strive to get here as quickly as possible. Like make whatever sacrifices that was needed, and uh, build their wealth. At least enough to you know be able to have a sustained lifestyle. I don't know what that would look like. Buy properties that you rent out in the U.S. so that you can live here, whatever it is. Like do something that can allow you to have, the free lifestyle that you can have in the Philippines. John said, "Yeah, maybe wouldn't have worked when I was younger. Was too crazy. Maybe wouldn't have worked when I was too crazy settled now." Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If I could put like, you know, uh, like my mind into my younger self, uh, because that's the thing. It's like, you know, I was never really ambitious as a young man, and it's not because, I mean, I guess I was a little bit lazy, but the reason I was lazy is because I just didn't see the point. Like I saw people, successful people that like they were just stressed and grind and having heart attacks when they're 40 years old, and like I was like, I don't want that kind of life. Why am I going to go out there and grind to make money and be miserable? Like, that's what it looked like. That's what life looked like to me when I was a young man. Life just looked like, work your ass off and die. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem like it's worth it. Like, I would just rather, just not have shit and be happy with what I got and not worry about it. But if I would have known then what I know now, then, the Philippines would have been something, a goal, something that I knew was worth working towards. As a young man, I didn't see anything worth working towards. Michael said, "For me, I wouldn't change my past because my past got me to where I am today in the Philippines. I experienced a good life in the USA. For now, I appreciate having much less now, but I'm happy." Yeah, no, I could see that, Michael. For me, less is more. Absolutely. Uh, John Platt, exactly, Michael. Just happier now, older, living simple life. Yeah, no, I completely agree with where you're coming from. Um, but I don't need a whole lot more. Uh, but than what I have now. Like I get that, but my point was, if I would have known from a younger age that the life that I would have now, then I would have done whatever I could to start living this life sooner than I did. That's all I'm saying. Michael, see, we were from the generation that it was the right thing to do. Work until you drop. You still see it. Still, most people don't retire early. They are still chasing the dream from years ago. Yeah, it's like that that whole life where there's men working in their 70s and like up until their 70s, and they're gonna like retire when their body's broken and They can't do anything but like sit at home and watch TV, and you know, that's it. Like that's their life. And I get sad that, you know, it's like you you take whatever people take whatever enjoyment they can take out of life, you know, while they're working and grinding and stressed. And like I said, you know, people, you know, spend a lot of money on the weekends just to try to find like a little bit of happiness during like their life, little periods of happiness. And then, you know, when they're finally able to get to the point where all the stress goes away and they don't have to do anything and they can just relax, then their life's pretty much over, and they're too worn out to do anything enjoyable with the rest of their life. And that's just sad. Like it shouldn't be that way. Jacob Morganson, everything happens for a reason, and we often need to learn it the hard way and hit the bottom before getting to the surface. Yeah, there's some truth in that. You know, my whole hypothetical of being able to talk to my 18-year-old self, I know it's not realistic. And, you know, you guys are, you know, talking the more realistic version of, you know, the experience we have in life makes us who we are, and puts us in a position to truly appreciate how good the Philippines are for us. I completely get that. I'm just saying, would have been nice to do it earlier. John said, yeah, Michael C., work to live, not live to work. Exactly. Michael C., I just had a friend that retired in July. He was 80. He retired from 2 jobs and full Social Security. He should have been getting full Social Security like even before then, like from 70 on. But like that's, yeah, I mean, I know that there's some people that, you know, like enjoy their jobs. Like they view their jobs, if it's something that is like their purpose in life, and they find meaning in their job and what they do. And you know, like I said, I'm not going to fault anybody for whatever makes them happy. Like some people are truly happy, like working at whatever job they're working at. Like it's fulfilling to them. I'm just not that guy. Like I never was. I mean, I took pride in work when I was working. I took pride in what I did, and like especially when I was doing like residential heating and air conditioning. I'm not gonna lie. I like being the hero. Like, you know, you go to someone's house and they're either like sweating or freezing, and by the time you leave, like you've brought comfort back to their life and you're the hero. I like that. Like, you know, I enjoy that part of my job. Gary G Dub says, who dat, who dat, who dat? Saints break the seal. Congrats. Yeah, finally got a win, G Dub. John Platt said, I didn't enjoy work, just the money. Laugh out loud, John. Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you know, that was, you know, most people enjoyed what the money allowed them to do to enjoy their life. And that's what people are working for now. Like I said, they bust their ass, you know, to get a paycheck, and then, you know, spend a bunch of money Friday and Saturday to find some kind of happiness that'll get them through the whole next week. That's the majority of people, and it's terrible. Yeah, no, Michael said, I didn't necessarily enjoy working, but I relished the challenge and took pride in it. I was the same way, Michael. Like I said, um, you know, I like like with heating and air conditioning, I like the sense of accomplishment with, you know, fixing something. And then like the appreciation that I got from, you know, the people that I helped. That it's like, you know, the air conditioner wasn't working, now it's working, and they're happy. I like making people happy. So I enjoyed that aspect of my job, but and you know, like I like the paycheck, but yeah, I don't know that I ever, you know, like jumped out of bed in the morning and was like, all right, I get to go to work today. Like that never happened. Um, it was more, you know, crawl out of bed, go to work, and it's like, well, you know, since I got to be at work anyway, I might as well try and find something about this to enjoy because I'm already here and I got to do it. So, uh, John Platt said, I have friends from school, never worked, just lived on benefits. That's no life. Yeah, and you know, I could see that too. Like, you know, um, like, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like, it's not good to just kind of be completely lazy in life. Um, but there's also something to be said. Like, you know, the time that you have to work hard, that you have to grind. Um, like I said, when I was younger and was on the grind, I would have treated my money a lot differently. Like uh, I would have embraced the suck. What I mean by that is like I would have just accepted that I had a miserable life and not tried to do anything about it for however many years I had to do that so that I could trade that in for the life I wanted. And like, if that makes sense. Michael C. says, we have always lived in a bubble, materialistic country where only a certain majority knew about the abroad experience. We were stuck on who had the most cars and the biggest boat and the prettiest lawn. Yeah, no, I mean you know, that's it. Is like you're working to like finance a life that if you knew better that you really wouldn't want. Like uh, like everything that you worked for, like I know, you know, I mean, like I said, I know people they you know they work hard and then they buy boats and everything else and like even those boats and cars and everything like their work. You got to maintain them and take them to in, and then if you know you want to use your boat, you got to haul it to the lake and unload it and load it up with all the stuff you're gonna go for your trip out on the lake. And I don't know. It's just like it's always busy for just like a small period of like relaxation, and then back to busy. It's too much. G Dub said, "What was your career field, Michael?" I think it was talking to Michael C. But Michael something simple said logistics. Michael C. Biggest boat, yes. Uh, gotcha. Usually a fairly stressful line. Yeah. Malon Ellis, hey. I do heavy highway construction and underground piping. I have 3 more years and I will be coming to retire in the Philippines. Go Saints. Who dat, brother? Yeah, and like you got the right idea. Like, uh, and I know I don't have to tell you this, but like, don't buy shit. Put that money away. Like, uh, anything that you think that you want in the U.S., look at it and then do a conversion in your mind. Like, it's like, how many months or years of happiness could that buy me in the Philippines? And is that enough to trade for whatever it is? Normally, I don't think that you're gonna want to make that deal, like buying a new truck that you know you're gonna have to sell for a loss in 3 years, or you know what I mean. Uh, yeah, Michael C. retired from the post office. I knew that too. G-Dub says, goes by quick, Malon. Yeah, I think like time does go by quick. I'm sure that for Malon, it feels like it's dragging. Like if I knew, like I only had so much more time before I could like truly be happy and relaxed at everything, like I think that would add to my stress. John says, you'll love it here, Malon. Something simple. Michael says, oh, I definitely had stress at Gary, LOL. I am thankful for having the opportunities, everything I accomplished. I worked for it and made a great career of it. That's awesome, Michael. Yeah, I mean, you can look back on your time at work and find things to be proud of, and have a sense of accomplishment. Uh, like there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm definitely not advocating anybody to be lazy. I was lazy, and I got lucky, basically. But so don't follow my example. Follow like something simple as example. Work hard, save money, or also, I didn't find him until it was not too long before I came here, but Corey from It's Me. If y'all not subscribed to that channel, you should be. But like he worked hard, had a plan, and worked that plan, and has a wonderful life here in the Philippines. Like he's a very impressive man, very admirable. Malon Ellis said, thanks y'all, I've been there, and yes, I'm going, it's going slow, huh? Yeah, that's what I said, Malon. When you're looking forward to something, yeah, time seems to drag by. When there's no end in sight, like time flies by. If there's nothing to look forward to, then you're just trying to hurry up the days. Michael C. said, the Philippines is the best place for me. You love, live, and laugh. When you retired, I would not change anything at all. I am 64 and totally happy. Absolutely. And that's awesome. And what about some of the other qualities that I didn't mention in my top 5? Would you say are qualities that most men have that come to the Philippines? Like I can think of one off the top of my head. I told it to Michael the other day when Michael C. is, like the men that choose to come over here are more tolerant and accepting and uh, just, take people for, like, they're non-judgmental. I guess that's the best way to put it. I think the majority of expats that come over here are non-judgmental. Like, they judge people, after they meet them, after they talk to them, after they've been around them for a while. But what happens in the U.S., where you look at somebody and you're automatically thinking what kind of person that person is, like, the men that choose to come over here don't really do that, from my experience. Like, you could be just two guys, like, I could be talking to like a multi-millionaire. I would never know it, because over here we're just two regular guys just hanging out, having a beer, having a coffee, doing whatever. There's no racial tension, no class tension, like, whether you're rich or poor, black or white, what religion you are, doesn't matter. Like, I find that the men that choose to come over here are more able to get along with people on a personal, human level. That's just my opinion. John Platt said, you have to learn a lot of patience here. Everything is slow. Check out the supermarket, the Visa, the roads. Just need to chill here. Absolutely. And I say that like I'm happy about it. And I am. Like, whenever I'm like stuck in a line or something, like, my thought process goes like this. It's like, I sure am glad that I'm standing in this line and I don't have like a million other things that I have to do today like I would if I was in the US. Like, this line's not going to last forever. And then after this, I'm done standing in this line, like, pretty much my whole day is open. I ain't got shit to do. Like, I might as well stand in this line for a little while and just look around, check out people, maybe start a conversation with some random person, because, I'm going to be in this line however long I'm going to be in this line. And that's okay. Jacob Morgan said, being accepted for who you are, not like here in the Western world, you are being put in a box. Absolutely, Jacob. That's what I was just talking about. Like you're judged on your own merits. And I think most of the guys that come over here for one, whatever reason, the majority are good guys. Like, guys you can hang out with and it's not a problem. Everybody's got their little, quirks and whatever but people are more accepting. And like, if you've got some quirks, that's not a deal breaker. As long as you're a good guy, you're a good guy. And, G-Dub said, when you get on that plane, Malon, the perspective changes. At least for me, my slowest days were when I had no goal. Okay. I could see that. I get where you're going from, G-Dub, but I know whenever, like, the last, like, month before I was coming to the Philippines, it seemed to drag by. Like, it's like, knowing when I was gonna finally be able to leave for the Philippines for good, it just seemed like that day was never gonna get there. John Platt, lots of beautiful women here. Yes, there are. Some civil agree at John. Patience is key. You may have very little when you arrive, but you quickly learn you better acquire it or you will struggle here. Yeah, uh, I've always been fairly good at patience. Like, um, I don't. There's times. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll lose patience over just ignorance and rudeness, or like if someone's like um, like selfish, um, that that pushes my buttons. Like someone that like cuts around you and then hits their brakes because they had to get like 5 more feet further, but they slow down like all of traffic or something like people that do shit like that. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Just go at the pace we're going. Relax. We're gonna all gonna get there. But anyway, that's just one example. I'm not complaining about traffic. I'm just saying, that is an example of people that are only thinking about themselves and not about like everything else that's going on around them. That's the only thing that really pushes my buttons. It's not so bad here in the Philippines, but I ran into it. Okay, Sosa Ribeiro, Brazil, uh, Burundi, Philippines, Hawaii. Is that everywhere that you've lived, Sosa? What is that list? John Platt said, "I was the same way, same Ray, had no patience, but learned now nothing happens fast." Yeah, like um, like I said, it's definitely a lot easier for me to have patience here, like because I'm always, for one thing, I always say like I never plan to accomplish more than one thing in a day. And I don't know what that thing's gonna like. I'll start out the day as like I want to do this one thing. Maybe I'll get it done, maybe I won't, but I won't plan to do more than one thing. Like if I finish that and I've got time left over and to start doing something else, I will. But I don't plan it that way. That way I never feel stressed that like, oh my goodness, like I've got so many things to do. Why is this line moving so slow? Like that, there's no sense in that. I was hoping Niels came in here because I wrote a song for Niels. He was in here last night talking about he was depressed about living in the UK. So I wrote him a depressed in the UK punk song. do, do, do. But what other kinds of qualities do you think that uh, what other kind of qualities do you think that men have that like I don't know. I don't know if everybody that comes over here comes over with that chilled out mindset. But I think that anybody that stays for at least a year, they either develop it or they leave. That's my opinion. Like if someone's been here a year and like they're not just kind of go with the flow, whatever happens happens, like just accepting life for whatever it gives me kind of attitude, then they're probably not going to be here for too much longer. Like if they don't have that attitude by then, like it ain't ever going to happen. And I don't think that you can live in the Philippines without it, without that, you know, kind of go with the flow kind of mentality. Uh, if your brain is too structured and like, you know, everything has to be organized and done in a certain order, or like you won't be happy, then you're not going to be happy. Uh, John Platt, haha, living in UK would depress you. Yeah, I've never been to the UK. I do. I have always wanted to go to Ireland, just to like see Ireland, maybe drink some Irish whiskey. But I don't think I'd want to live there long term. Jacob Morganson, LOL John, or being a taxi driver in Manila. Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know if I'd want to do that job either. I was a taxi driver once in my life, but yeah, doing it somewhere like Manila, yeah, I don't know. That would stress me out. G-Dub said, adapting to a change in plans, or 300. Yep, 300 changes. Carl, hey Carl, my man, and are you was it Sweden? Wait, no, it doesn't sound right. Sweden? Yeah, it was. I think it was Sweden. No, wasn't Norway. It was Sweden. Wasn't it Sweden, Carl? 3 to 4 months in the Philippines is probably plenty. I would never, Norway, okay. I would never miss a Norwegian summer. Okay. Yeah, see, Sweden was my first, and then I thought Norway, and then I was thinking, no, it wasn't Norway, but it was Norway. Yeah, I would visit Norway in the summer. Um, but like Carl, have you visited Tagaytay? Like it might be like Norwegian summer here all year round. I don't know what the temperature range is there, but if you haven't visited Tagaytay, next time you make your trek to the Philippines, I would highly suggest giving it a try. John Platt, haha, Jacob. I only drive in Manila a couple times, get grab taxi, now can't cope with the traffic. Yeah, and I was talking about that yesterday. Like, I don't want to drive anywhere. I don't even care if it's just even in the province. Like, if there's an option where someone else can drive and I can just sit in the back like the rock star I am and not worry about shit, then that's what I'll do. Like, any opportunity that I have to just be stress free, worry free, don't have to think about anything, just like do whatever it is that is in front of me to do, uh, then that's happiness to me. I don't want to drive. I don't want to think about what everybody else is doing, and like I just sit in the back and just let it go. It's like, you know. And that's another thing I think is a good. Oh wait, hold on. John Platt said something. Tagaytay, beautiful place. No trash, very clean. Restaurants are a bit expensive. Nice to all volcano view. Yep, that's pretty much my summation. You know, but like I said, the restaurants are a little bit pricey by Filipino standards. Not by Western standards. Like I said, I was over across the street at Pacholo's, and like I had some of the best, like I said, some of the best seafood pasta I've ever had. And I lived in Italy. Like, it was really good. And I'm sitting there outside. It's a nice cool day. I'm sitting there with the whole tall lake volcano view at this nice restaurant with this delicious pasta. I got a button on the table I can push if I need somebody to come bring me something. So it's kind of like a 4 or 5 star dining experience with a 5-star view, and it, basically cost my whole meal cost me like somewhere between $10 and $12. Well, $10 or $12 meal in the Philippines, that's kind of expensive, but for what I got, yeah, cheap as hell. Like, to me, like, it's all experiential. Like, if you would have taken that restaurant with that view into the U.S., you're looking upwards like 60 to $100 just for one person. Jacob Morganson said, "That's true. My wife will not allow me to have a motorbike or car there because of road rage." That's pretty good. So it's got to be the rock star way for me too. That's the only way to go, brother. Like, just accept being a rock star. Like, just no stress. Just looking out the window. Just being a bobblehead back there, playing on your phone, doing whatever you want to do. Just anything other than worrying about traffic or anything else. Just chilling out. And see, like, driving to the Philippines, like, there's all that traffic and all that. And, I mean, I'm a good driver. Like I said, I drove taxi. I've driven 18-wheelers. Like, I've driven a lot in my life. And, like, I'm sure that I would have no trouble navigating in any kind of situation. But the thing is, like, Filipino drivers, like, they grew up learning how to drive in the situations that are in the Philippines. Like, they have the experience. And there's nothing that can beat experience. And so I just let the experienced drivers, as far as the Philippines go, handle the driving. John Platt said, "Carl, Arn, I miss UK winter a bit. The snow, cold, it's pretty boiling here sometimes, too much." Yeah, John, I'm telling you, you need to move to Tagaytay. Carl on, yes, John. Nice to come home to clean air and cool down. Yeah, Carl, come to Tagaytay. There's clean air. Lots of clean air, and it's cool. I'm sitting here in shorts and a tank top. And, there's a little chill in the air. Got a little chilliness. It's nice. Norway's nice place. Yeah, no, I don't doubt it. Like, but I think as far as like weather experience, like, I don't know who would like dislike the weather in Tagaytay. Yeah, there's some days when it's rainy. You'll have like a rainy week or something, but for the most part, like, it's pretty much like blue skies with fluffy clouds in between, like, 70 to 80 degrees, pretty much year round. Like, it normally doesn't get anywhere outside that range. Bama, what's up, guys? What's up, Bama? Bama kept me up late last night. I had to entertain his drunk ass. John said, "I stayed in Tagaytay a few times, Ray. Like the cooler weather." Yeah, no, I mean, I can't see myself moving away from here. Like, honestly, I think about it, and, like, just having the cool weather and, like, relaxed vibe, like, that just fits me the majority of the time. And then, I get a little money in my pocket, save up a little bit, and then I'll just take off, and Like I'll go visit other places and experience them, and I don't think there's any place, that I would go to that would be like, no, I want to be here more than I want to be in Tagaytay. Like going to visit places is awesome short term, but for long term, like I think Tagaytay will always be my home base. Uh, G Dubs, AC Bama, what up, brother? Rowella, Zaquita, yeah, Tagaytay is a beautiful place because I've been there before. Awesome, Rowella. Where do you live now? Uh, Bama says hi to John and Gary. Starting to get a crew up in here. We doing stuff. Definitely Ray Tagaytay is nice. Yeah. Like it's like I don't know. Like if I had to use one word to describe Tagaytay, it would just be comfortable. Like Tagaytay is comfortable to me. Like it's like uh, what was that John said earlier? I think John said about it being it's clean. I mean, every once in a while you could see like a little pile of trash or something, but nowhere near like the majority of other places I've seen in the Philippines. Like it's kept clean. The sidewalks are clean. Uh, like the grass is green and it's lush and it's cut. Like you don't see like wild grass pretty much growing up like crazy. It's like things are trimmed and neat. It's neat, clean, cool, uh, just comfortable. Like Tagaytay just makes me feel comfortable. Hey, Martin's here. Manila Gorillas, Martin. Hey, Ray. Hey, Martin. They still got you working late in Guam. Hey, tell them you need some time off. Like, say not long. About 15, 20 years. Like, give me about 15, 20 years off. John said, it's nice where you're at, Ray. Have the field outside to walk around. I just got traffic here in Cavite. Not many open spaces. Yeah, like and I know that, you know, it, I kind of live in a bubble, I guess. And, and I don't, like, there's pros and cons to living in a bubble. They call it an expat bubble, like in Cebu and like IT Park and then like BGC, um, where it's like that. But the difference between those two places and here is here, one, it's cooler, and two, it's not as westernized, if that makes sense. Like, I'm still, really like living in the Philippines, like the stuff around me and even the tourists that come in, mostly Filipino. So, or a lot of Koreans. Get a lot of Korean tourists. But anyway, but it's just, you know, like to me, Tagaytay is how I think like the rest of the Philippines should be. That's just what I'm gonna say. Like, I wish the rest of the Philippines was exactly like Tagaytay. Like then I would probably move like every 3 months, just live a different place. If every place was, like Tagaytay. Ruella says, I live in Numantia, Ackland, near Kalibo. Okay, so over there where Gino and Dazel are, they're in Numantia, Ackland. Lily says, one of the factors why Western love to stay in Philippines because the cost of living is less among other countries. Yeah, that's definitely one of the factors. I think it was number 3 on my list. But it wasn't that important for me. And I said here in a live stream a while back, if like cost of living and budget were like my primary motivator, like there's other places, even in Southeast Asia, pretty much almost everywhere else in Southeast Asia, the cost of living is lower than the Philippines. But compared to the U.S., like the cost of living in the Philippines is awesome. If I was trying to save every single dollar, I could live somewhere else. But my main motivators for coming to the Philippines was, the peace I found with Filipino people, the ease of communication, and the ease of the visa process, and their SRV for vets, which I'm gonna be doing here before long. Like the ease of being able to integrate into the Philippines, be accepted. Like I think in some of the other Southeast Asia countries, the cost of living would be cheaper. And I don't know this from experience or anything else, but I just have a gut feeling that in other Southeast Asia countries, then I think I would feel more tolerated than accepted, if that makes sense. Like if I lived in Thailand, I feel like in Thailand I would be tolerated, but not accepted and embraced the way I feel in the Philippines. So that's why I'm here. Uh, Vaughn said, the thought that you can save bring comfort to life. That sounds like a deep thought, Vaughn, and I'm trying to get it. The thought that you can save brings comfort to your life. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, live a more. I'm not a budgeter. I'm not. Like I spend money. If I have money, I spend it. but but if you are able to live like within a budget, you can definitely save money, and that does give you peace of mind. Let's see. Roella, and Ray, we have neighbor here. He's from Louisiana also. Oh, that's awesome. You need to tell him to subscribe if he's not subscribed, Roella. I'll tell him who that. G-Dub said, how long of a trip from Tagaytay to a nice beach, Ray? How far, Michael, see you here? What's the distance from here to Nasugbu? Like there's some nice beaches in Nasugbu, and it's not terribly long. I would say, maybe an hour, hour or less. Probably less. Probably less than an hour. John said, yeah, Ray, I went to Thailand in 2018. Was much cheaper than the West, but I think it's gone expensive now. Philippines cheaper, maybe Vietnam cheaper. Yeah, no, John, I think like housing, food, definitely clothing are all cheaper in Thailand. I think utilities too, from what I've like researched I've done. And then Vietnam is cheaper than Thailand. And but like I said, it's not that big of a difference that I'm like, you know, that I need to squeeze every single dollar out of my budget. Uh, Lily said, Ray, I will invite you to join our annual Christmas party second week of December. Cool. Um, Lily said, food is free. Well, that's the best kind, isn't it? Free food. Uh, Carl Arn said, do you know why Jesus placed the Philippines far out to sea? No. Uh, Dreams. Lynn's here. Say hello, everyone. John Platt. Yeah, there's a few beaches next to Ray. Maybe 45-minute drive. Yeah, Nasubu in Batangas. Because they are very noisy. Okay. you, Carl saying that God put Philippines out in the sea because they're too noisy to be anybody's neighbor. Lily said, just let me know, Ray, if you're interested. Absolutely. Yeah, well, can I bring a +1? Bring Lynn with me? Lynn, you want to go to a Christmas party? Carl Ann, the location is Batangas. Yeah, Carl Arn. Wait, Lynn, Dream of Future. I think that was Gary that was asking how close the beaches are. But yeah, Gary. There's beaches. It's about 45 minutes. There's like some really nice beaches, like in the Sugbu. Uh, where they've got. I don't know if it's white. It's not. I don't think it's white beaches, but it's powdery sand, not that gravel kind of beach, but it's like sandy beach, and I think it's, that's kept pretty clean. It's like nice beaches. Mm. Okay, we still got time. Had to check on how much time we had going here. But I guess caught up on chat. I catch up on chat that earns me a cigarette. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Got all the trees are down here at the, like, down, well, here, let me bring this over here. Hold on. I don't know if you can see that down there. But the trees down there got Christmas lights. But it's more the trees in like the front of the condo, like they're all wrapped with Christmas lights. Do. Where'd everybody go? Everybody stop talking all at once. I guess I need to come up with a new topic. I need to wait. Hey, wait. Where's G Dub? Gary, how's the cornhole going? You becoming an expert yet? I need to come up there. Man, they still got you working, Martin, doing paperwork. They need to give you a break, Martin. I can't wait till you're able to tell all them people there to kiss your ass. Head to the Philippines. But yeah, I need to. That is definitely on my to-do list. Sometime here soon. I think I need to. I'm about to. You do that, Martin. Tell them to kiss your ass. You deserve to be stress-free and relaxed. You're too good of a guy to be stressed out and all that. John Plaza, there's some nice beaches. Pico de Loro Resort, nice, yellow sand, and very quiet, but a bit expensive. I go to Sandy Learn. It's nice as well. There's lots more, but never been. Yeah, like eventually I'll like visit some of the beaches down here. Cornhole is sweeping the nation. Well, Jasper Street and Bacolod at least. Wait, you're in Bacolod, G-Dub? I thought you, for some reason I was thinking, no, I know, that's Simon that lives up like northern Luzon. Alright, G-Dub's in Bacolod. Alright, so I gotta, that is my trip for next month for sure. Next month, I'm coming to Bacolod. I'm gonna see you, something simple. That's Michael, and like I'll meet Gary and Leia. They live over there. Need to find think of anybody else that I need to meet in Bacolod. Vaughn said my wife is from Bacolod. Well, Vaughn, maybe we next month we can coordinate a trip. You can come. We'll have a big meetup down there in Bacolod. Have a big party at G-Dub's house. Drink some beer, play some cornhole, tell some lies. Be a good time. G-Dub said, neighbors want to know why I introduced them to a game that I suck at. G-Dub cracks me up. Oh, Mercedes put some kind of emoji. I can't tell what that emoji is. Is that a wavy hand? John Platt, I know you're not a beach guy, right? But I like them quiet, but maybe too hot. Yeah, like I said, I like to be beach adjacent. Like, I like to be by the beach, but in the shade, looking at the beach, with a cold beverage in my hand. Hey, Weena Jumps, Jumpy Jump, with all them emojis. Yeah, so next month, at some point next month, Bacolod trip. That's definitely gonna happen. I'm gonna figure it out to make that trip happen. I know there's my couple from Texas is gonna be coming sometime at the end of this month, into next month. But I need to come to Bacolod next month. I need to make that happen. Bacolod, and maybe I'll make a trip over to Numancia to see Gino.
Martin said, ocean is nice to look at, but I've had enough sand in my crack hauling 70 pounds on my back. I'll do all my lounging by a pool, thanks.
Yeah, me too. Like Martin, the like we have like a big umbrella with a lounge chair with a pool overlooking a beach with the waves and the sea breeze and all that kind of stuff. Like that's the ideal. Like have you know have a Filipina fanning you while you're sitting there with your cold drink, huh?
Mercedes, you lost weight.
Um, a little bit. Well, I don't know from when. Like at the beginning of last month, I went from what was my highest weight? I think I was around 89 kilos, and I'm down. I stay between 80 and 82 now. I'm trying to get like an 80. That's my goal weight. Weena saying hi, John Martin. That works. Yep. Poolside, beachside. Like pool, then sand, then beach. Have a pool that's separating us from the sand and the salt and all that.
Vaughn said, go to Campo Estuhan in Bacolod. It's up in the mountains with the same Tagaytay climate.
Okay, I will check that out. In fact, I need to hold on. I'm gonna take a screenshot so I can look that up. Wait, screenshot. Wait, screenshot. Why is it not taking a screenshot? There we go. I only got to take a screenshot. Okay, Ray, I'll tell him to subscribe to your channel. Thanks, Roella. Yeah, I never get enough meeting new Louisiana guys out of my list of Louisiana guys I know here. There's another Stephen. I haven't seen Stephen on here in a while, but he's from Louisiana. He lives in Iloilo. Vaughn said that resort is outstanding. That the resort, it's in Bacolod, Campo. I will. You said so. There's a resort in Campo Estuhan. Campo Estuhan. All right, so that Campo Estuhan, that's a resort. All right, well I'll check that out. Now see how far that is from my boy G-Dub. Whenever it gets close time to make the trip, maybe book a stay there. Check it out. Are we at an hour and a half yet? Not quite. In about 10 minutes. I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Y'all help me out here. I need to make a shorter trip sometime this month. Like, I definitely need to go. Well, see, but I'm going to Michael C's house when the couple from Texas get here. That's going to be a couple more weeks. I think a couple more weeks they're going to be coming. So I definitely go with them to Michael's house.
Who else can I see around here? How's the medical in Tagaytay? Decent. Um, there's a medical center here. I don't know that. I'm sure it's fine just for your your regular average stuff. And the thing is, like, you're close enough to Manila. If there was something serious, you could go to St. Luke's or the what is it, Asian Medical Center or whatever but there's some really good hospitals in Manila, and I would get like private health insurance with like Pacific Cross or something. I can give you all that information if you need it, and like I said, you're close enough to Manila. If they're, if you had like a heart attack, I'm sure you could go to the hospital here, and they could probably stabilize you, and then send you on to Manila if they had to, if it was something more serious. But just for anything that's not a crisis, I would just take the hour and a half or whatever it is to get to Manila. Martin said, I've been to St. Luke's many times. Martin, usually people from Guam go to Manila for major medical. Okay. Yeah, so it's not that far from Tagaytay to Manila. John said, I stayed in Makati a few years ago. Ray loved it next to BGC. Loved it, nice for a change. Yeah, I like BGC. Like, BGC is a nice place to visit. I wouldn't want to live there. I was talking to Michael C., and he was saying, like, they looked about living in BGC, and the deal breaker for them is, like, in BGC, there's no grocery stores. You can't buy groceries, and you got to go outside of BGC to get groceries, and bring them back. Like, they just have restaurants in BGC. They don't have grocery stores. Martin said, one trick, if you're self-paying, most of the MDs that have clinics at St. Luke's also have clinics at the state-run places like National Kidney Center. Same doctor, way cheaper price. Yeah, like, I'm sure there's tricks to getting things done. The only difference, like, if it was more of a what's the word I'm looking for? Priority. Like, I think, like I said, same doctor, but I think the doctor at the state-run places is probably a little more spread thin than when he's working at St. Luke's, if that makes sense. John said, yeah, expensive, but nice for a short visit. Yeah, no, BGC is nice. BGC can buy groceries there. John said, or not John, Michael C. said when they were looking for condos in BGC that there wasn't any grocery stores. They said, like, not even in the mall, they didn't have any grocery stores in the mall. So, I don't know. But you went to that one place that was near, what's the name of the little market? Don't they have like a little market in BGC? I don't know. I'm just going by what Michael C. told me. He said they didn't have a grocery store. Okay. What is it? What y'all doing? We got about 5 minutes. I know you worked in BGC. I'm just saying what Michael said. I don't know where the grocery store is. You're saying you can buy groceries, but you're not saying where. Like, I'm just going by what Michael said when they were looking there. That there was like nowhere near that had groceries. It didn't make sense to me either. I'm thinking, you know, surely they would have one like if nothing else in the mall. Beside my job, there had mall groceries anywhere. Yeah, it seems like they would have grocery stores in the mall. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me at the time, but I don't know. Like I said, BGC's not. I don't think I'd want to live in BGC full time, especially like even just the heat. Oh, okay, Rowella said you're welcome. Thanks, Rowella. But you know, like I don't want to live anywhere in the city where it's hot. Like that's you know, I could deal with living in the city kind of area if it had, you know, like BGC's got like some green areas and everything. You know, it's nice. But when it's hot, like all that concrete and steel and everything else, like the heat just it'd just too much, too much. Like if it was a city that had like this temperature all the time, yeah, I could deal with it. But I am way too hot to live somewhere hot. And we are at okay, 87 minutes. It's getting close. I'm winding down my hour and a half live stream. So if any of y'all want to say goodbye, y'all got about 2.5 minutes to do it. Because I don't know where. Well, I think James and Karen was live. I was saying I don't know where Chief went, but John Platt said, just like Bangkok, nice for visit, hectic to live there. Yeah, I don't think I would. Like, I wouldn't want to. I don't even know if I want to visit Bangkok. I don't know. I'll eventually, like I said, I'll eventually visit Thailand, but I think I would want to go to, you know, like Chiang Mai or something like that. Martin said, I've only got a few done so far. Only got a few done so far. Few of what? Paperwork? What do you got a few done of, Martin? What was Martin talking about? One, I was talking about a few done so far. Huh. Well, on my channel. Oh, okay. I'm subscribed to your channel. All right, let me make sure. Go to channel. Oh. All right. Subscribed. Y'all go Martin's channel, Manila the Gorilla. At Manila Gorilla. Spelled just like it is in there. Take care of all. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, y'all definitely go check out Martin's channel. I'm fixing to go watch a video and comment on it and share it. Do all the stuff. Make Martin a YouTube star. Get him earning extra income so he can tell the people in Guam kiss his ass. John said, later, Ray, take care. John, appreciate you being here. John, G-Dub, Martin, Rowella, Lynn. Who else was in here? Weena, if you're still here. Vaughn.
Mercedes, all the people. And like I said, I think my chief is over another channel. But you guys, who dat? I love you all.